Hi friends, hello everyone in the Mediocre to Magical Academy. Ashley here. I am so excited to be bringing on our friend Breezy Maire as our Thought Leader Thursday for today. She is amazing. There she is. Approved. I love how simple Facebook makes this for us.
Hi, lovely.
Oh, there she is.
Hi. So good to be back.
Yes, yeah. And hi, Heidi. Hey, everyone who's popping on. So
Hi, guys.
and Lisa, we'll just start from the beginning. Again, my name is Ashley Amudzai, and I am the Psychic Life Coach here to help you elevate your mindset from mediocre to magical. And for today's Thought Leader Thursday, I am so excited to present Breezy Maire. She is a spiritual mindset and meditation coach, and she is amazing in
You
all
are
of the
so
ways.
sweet. Thank you so much, girl. You're so sweet.
I say that as a coach about a coach, because where I'm at in my life right now, I always say you're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time around. And I'm so grateful to have Breezy in my circle. You are somebody that
Yes.
I look to when I'm struggling. I'm like, hey, I need some ideas for this, or just to bounce ideas off of. Like, you are of the highest vibration and the highest quality.
Thank you,
So
love. You are
so happy
so
to have you on here.
wonderful. So happy to be here, girlfriend. Gosh, I miss you
I
so much.
know.
It's been a while since I've seen Ashley, so I can't wait to see you.
We've
It's
developed
lovely to see your face.
this beautiful sisterhood. And that's something else, you guys, when
Yes.
you get to know Breezy, that her heart shines so bright and so warm.
Oh,
You
Ash.
just you just want to give her a hug. You want to be in her space. And I think that is what makes you such a powerful coach as well, because you are that bright
Thank
light.
you.
And people are like, what is this?
Oh my gosh, right back at you though. You're a ball of sunshine, my friend.
Cheers. So, okay, Breezy, we'll dive right in. Let's share a
Okay.
little bit about you. What's your story? What is your journey to get to becoming a coach today?
Whew. All right. That's like kind of a little bit of a loaded question. um, just to give a basic overview, I was brought up in a religious atmosphere, which is wonderful. But I got to a point where I was like, I had a lot of questions and I kind of wanted more. And I was introduced to meditation, and it completely changed my life in such a significant way, just already with that. And it kind of opened me up to more of spiritual questions and things like that, and into manifestation, into all these other things. And it was all so amazing. I was manifesting like, oh my gosh, like crazy. Life was going so, so good. I manifested my husband, and like everything was in flow and going so well. And then I ended up going to beauty school, which is great. But for whatever reason, that atmosphere just created a yuck in my life. It completely brought me down. I literally said that I feel like I lost my soul when I was in beauty school. And when I got out, I was like, oh, I finally have my soul back, but I still wasn't me. I still was carrying that tar around, that yuckiness. And that's where Ashley, the wonderful Ashley, came into my life and helped coach me through that, and kind of brought back those things that I had been applying before, and taught me so many new things as well, and set me on this new course of my mindset being so clear and so open, and just got me back into my routine with that meditation, with the things that were making me happy and the things that were changing my life. And again, I just saw that shift immediately, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this stuff is so powerful. Everybody needs to know. Like,
So
there's
simple,
no
but
way.
so
Yeah,
powerful.
it is so simple. And people get like, oh my gosh, like everything sounds very woo, or almost it sounds too simple that it's not going to work, right? But when you
Mm-hmm.
apply it to your life and you actually give it a go, it makes such a significant difference that it's like, wow, it ignites a light inside of you, and it reconnects you to who you are. And that is what made me want to be a coach, because I don't want to just shine my own light. I want to light other people's candles as well and spread
Mm-hmm.
that light.
Oh, that's so good. And you're right. Like when
Yeah.
we get so busy in our everyday life, but when
Mm-hmm.
we can still our mind to where all we hear is our heartbeat, and we give ourselves
Yes,
permission to truly tune in, that's where the answers are. And that's why
absolutely.
what you do is that target focus on meditation, different tips and tricks of how to do it. What does it look like?
Yes.
Moving into that, and then also being able to support clients beyond is
Yeah,
huge, because it is so simple that people will just overlook it, but it's not. It's the
it's
most
true.
profound thing that you can do. Science is
It
starting to
is.
prove this too.
Yes, exactly. I've seen so many studies now that are popping up.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you just do it yourself, and a lot of people tell me all the time, I've tried meditation, it doesn't work for me, you know? And I'm like, gosh, let's just give it a go. Like, I'll lead you through a little meditation and just let me know what you think. And every single time that I have done this, they come out of the meditation, they're like, oh my gosh, dude, that's crazy. That is so much more simple than I was making it. And they have this profound experience and that connection. And, you know, so science is proving it, but you can prove it to yourself too. It's a very simple, amazing practice.
Yeah, and you're right, because when we are sometimes by ourselves, we can get distracted of like, oh, I
Yeah.
could do this. I get a notification on my phone or whatever that is. But when you have a coach, someone there with you to
Yeah.
take you to that space where it is so profound, where
Mm-hmm.
you're in that place and you're allowing yourself to have that deep transformation, it makes you want more, because
Yes,
you're like,
it
wow,
does.
this
You
is
crave it.
incredible. You
Mm-hmm.
do. You really
Yeah.
do. It's like a new form. It's like a different high, you know?
It is. It really is. And just being able to connect to the self that you want to be. I every time I meditate, I feel like I see that glimmer of self, and it becomes a part of who you are eventually. You know, so it's so beautiful and wonderful, and I'm so excited to share it with everybody.
Yes. I love it. And so let's talk about sessions. What does a session
Yeah.
look like with you?
Well, a session with me, it's obviously very different for every single person. I tailor it to each individual depending on what they want to focus more on. Some people want to focus more on meditation. Some people are more into the mindset kind of coaching lane. But so we kind of start wherever that's most feel like you're like where it's pulling you. So for mindset, I just come into your space wherever you feel most comfortable. I do virtual sessions as well, in person and virtual. And we just dive right in. You kind of just tell me what's going on with you, all the things that are kind of showing up in your life, why you felt like you needed to call on me. And I give you some tools to work with that I used in my own life. And we start there and then kind of navigate from there. And then
Perfect.
with the
Yeah.
meditation, again, doing that guided meditation with the client, like if they're more interested in kind of learning meditation, just allowing them to feel that sensation, that moment of like, that connection to themselves. So that would be more
Mm-hmm.
of like a meditation session.
Yeah, and I love
Yeah.
that. I remember you showing me before the breakdown, not only like the flow of the session, because you're a channeler as well. You know, people know, yes, I am a
Mm-hmm.
psychic, and so I trust that the channeled coaching, but Breezy definitely is too. So whenever you're coming across someone, and it's just trusting the session because it's going to flow through you, because you've done your work to become this clear channel, and you're so focused and your heart is
Thank
wide
you.
open. Yeah, I mean, I've seen this work even with us, you know, and even testimonies
Yes.
I've heard from your clients, and they have the results because you are open enough to hear them and become a channel for the divine guidance that they need, which is,
Yes, when you allow that light to like work through you, it's very interesting when you sit down with somebody in a session because it never comes out like how you think it's going to go. It's like, okay, you have an idea, like, okay, we're going into this. This is what we're going to work on. Awesome. But usually the universe and light takes over and you're just like, look, here you go. This is like, and they're like, oh, that's exactly what I needed to hear. And you're like, where did this come from? Like, that was in me, but like, that wasn't anything I was planning on talking about. So that's amazing to be able to have that connection, to be able to give light to other people as well.
yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about some client testimonials, obviously
Okay.
without using their names, but what are some experiences, like what are some of the coolest experiences that you've had working in this capacity?
So far, some of the coolest things that I have experienced is just seeing the immediate like click in people's minds when
Yes.
it's because the information that we're providing, it's honestly within us as human beings. And so coaches are just reminding you of this information. And so you start making these little like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And you make those clicks and you make those connections for your own life. And it's just so amazing to see somebody at the beginning of the session be like, oh, like, I seriously don't think you're going to be able to help me. Like, I'm such a mess or whatever. And then by the end of the session, they're like, oh my gosh, I feel so like new, you know, I feel like I was
New
almost washed
life.
clean. Yeah, exactly. It's a brand new start for them almost. And they can see what implementing these simple tools can do in just one session. That was like in an hour and a half, you know? And so
Mm-hmm.
that has been the most profound thing that I've seen. Cause like, I know that it works in my life. I've seen it work in your life, like, you know, in my close circle. But when you see it in somebody that you're not close to, that you're making this connection with, and you're like, here you go. And they're like, oh, boom. And it hits them the same way. You're just like, yes, this is where you feel like aligned, where you're like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Yes, absolutely.
So perfect, because
Yes.
yeah, there are all these out, like we could go to the spa, we can get our nails done, we can go,
Yeah.
you know, retail therapy, but it doesn't it makes us feel good for a short amount of time. And
It's
what I love,
temporary.
exactly,
Mm-hmm.
working, you know, is in, or as a, you know, spiritual mindset and meditation coach, I mean, I see it too with my clients. They come out feeling or saying consistently, I'm so excited to start my new life. Like it's
Yes.
literally the colors are brighter. I'm experiencing life differently in a whole other capacity,
Yes.
because we are working from the inside out as opposed to
Mm-hmm.
the outside in, which we all know is
Yes.
very fleeting, right? That's
Yes.
why this is so important.
I know it is so important. And like something else that we work with is like on a subconscious level. We live in a conscious level, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but we operate out of our subconscious mind on autopilot. That's our like
Yeah,
autopilot back there. And once you get into a session, like you kind of dig into that a little and understand why that story exists in the subconscious, and you're able to shift that story, and that's what creates the permanent change for your life. That shift, you know, makes it so
exactly.
drastic.
So, amen. Like, I
Yes,
love
girl.
hearing from you and working with you and doing this too,
Yes.
because you had mentioned the candle, right? One candle
Mm-hmm.
lights another. Like, thank you for standing in
Yes.
your power and being courageous enough to step
Heck
into this.
yeah. Another thing that I really, really am passionate about, because it's something that I experienced myself, is removing fearful or dark energies.
Yeah.
And I did this for myself a long time ago, because for the longest time, I was just like terrorized by dark spirits, bad
Mm-hmm.
energy, bad thoughts, whatever you want to allude it to. And when I was introduced to meditation, I was able to use meditation to completely clear that energy. And I have not been tormented since. Like, I used to not be able to wash my face at night without being like, oh, I opened my eyes with the soap on, because I was so scared, because that feeling, that image would come in of that like yucky, evil spirit or whatever. And, you know, I was like sick of dealing with it. I didn't want it in my space anymore. And I was able to clear it with meditation and completely kiss it goodbye. So it's extremely exciting in that aspect too, of just like clearing your energy and protecting it, learning how to protect your energy so that things like that can't come
Mm-hmm.
into your space. And if they do, knowing what to do to get rid of it.
Right. So that's very powerful, because, you know, a lot of people are in quiet desperation, and and I hear it all the time, where people will come, you know, they'll secretly DM me and say, hey, I'm struggling with this, or I see things, or I experience this.
Right.
What do I do? And
Mm-hmm.
tormented, I've heard a few times also, because it's not
Yeah.
normalized yet. So people don't
Right.
know what to do. And I was really inspired by so many stories that you've told me. But one of them, since you brought up like washing your
Yeah.
face, do you
Yeah.
want to share how, like, one of your top tips of handling that? I've done the same thing too, where you can like feel somebody there. You can almost feel somebody looking at you. And I've done the same thing. So what did you do, you know, in calling in that light to protect yourself
Yes.
and just like,
I literally envisioned the light of the universe coming down into me. And I said over and over, I am light, you cannot touch me. I am light, you cannot touch me. And I didn't allow myself to open my eyes. I concentrated on bringing that light source in, instead of concentrating on the fear that that dark energy was bringing. And I kept focusing on that light. And eventually I filled myself with the light. I surrounded myself with the light. I was light. And I was able to literally push that dark out. And it went away from me completely. And it sounds so simple and it sounds so woo. It works though. If you
it's
were to just
perfect.
try it, it works. And that's what's so cool about this stuff, is that anybody can apply it.
Yeah,
Anyone.
and darkness cannot live in the light. So when
Yes,
you're
that's
filling
right.
yourself up with the light and you realize how powerful that is, that's when
Mm-hmm.
change happens. That's when you're able to
Yes.
protect yourself. I mean, that's just one tip, you guys, of, from Breezy. And actually, I knew this, but I haven't had to implement it until I heard you talk about it and in
Right.
your stories, or a few other stories where you had said, even like in a dream or something,
Yeah.
where spirits had come to you and how you would fill yourself up with the light. And I was like,
Yes.
wow, this is amazing.
Yes.
And if you're ever home alone, or now we have our daughters do it too, right? If you ever get
Yeah.
nervous, you get scared,
Yes.
put that golden ball of light around you.
Yes. It's amazing to do with children because my stepdaughter is 4. Her name's Paisley, and she, she gets scared a lot. And something that we started doing with her is this ball of light meditation, where we would bring the big ball of light down, and put the protection bubble around her. But she resonated so much with that, and it made her feel safe. It created that imagery in her mind, and it made the darkness go away because she's not thinking about that anymore. She's thinking about how beautiful the light is.
Right. And what we think about, we bring
about. Yes,
right?
girl.
It's so true. And so we
Yeah.
can focus our attention on that, and you have a series of tools in your toolbox to support you when that fear does kind of creep up.
Yeah.
I mean, I honor what you do and all the things, because it is the mindset, it is the meditation, but it is the protection. Yes. It is like the whole package of what people need to step into their power in that way. So
yes, thank you so much. Me too. It gets me excited.
Yeah, how can people, when you're truly walking in your passion and like walking your path, that's when you feel ignited. So I'm just so proud of you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
So if people want to connect with you and maybe set up a session or set up a clarity call, how would they go about doing that?
So I have Instagram and Facebook. Both of my names on there is Breezy Maire, BreezyMaire. And then I also have an email address. It's breezysoulshine@gmail.com. And I also am available on there.
Breezy Soulshine. Is that not the most perfect name for her? Like, when you shared that, I was like,
we were both like, perfect. There we go. That's it.
yes, that is our heck yes. So in true mediocre to magical fashion, what would be a top tip that you would share with our audience of how they can elevate their life from mediocre to magical?
I would say the number one tip that I would say that I've applied to my life is taking that time to connect to your higher self, whether that be through meditation, through gratitude, through affirmations, just taking that time for you to have your cup filled. Because if you aren't filled, you're not going to be able to fill the rest of the cups that everybody wants something from you, right? But if you're empty, you're just going to feel drained all the time. So fill your cup up first and then give to others and call on that abundant light. Let it flow through you.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. And as you were talking, I was thinking, how many people think that mediocre is coming to mind, but like living that mediocre lifestyle, mindset, heart set, soul set is their normal. It doesn't have to be. You can choose to rise above that. And that's the benefit of working with a coach, someone who lives and breathes, and this is their expertise, and they practice it. And like, I know you've invested in coaching as well. Like, that is the benefit of working with a coach, because it helps take you to that next level so much faster, because people don't even realize all of the abundance and the wealth that is. And wealth doesn't have to just be monetary. It can be joy and happiness and family and all that. That is awaiting for them. And I know Abraham Hicks, she talks about it being the vortex, that there's this vortex, and all we have to do is give ourselves permission to kind of get in that flow. But meditation is a huge start. And I personally vote that working with Breezy Maire is a huge step in the right direction.
Thank you so much, my friend. You are so lovely. I appreciate you so much.
And I love you, and thank you so much for being on. And so if you guys are interested in connecting with Breezy, definitely, you could comment below. You can send her a message. She'll be tagged in our group. And we look forward to hearing from you in the future. We love you so much.
Thank you. I love you so much.
I love you. And to everybody in the group, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.